Hello, so we are presenting the beginning of Chapter 6 with my classmates Maddie and Anna. The chapter starts off with our what is identity, and the book describes it as how we describe ourselves. There can be labels that are put on us, and we get to decide whether that's true or not, and that's labeled as self-identity. We also contain multiple identities within ourselves in different places, such as in school you could be thought of as a jock who doesn't really care about other people, but at home you're a big brother that takes care of the whole family and all that fun stuff. Identity comes in levels, where the first level is the individual, where we have experiences that no one else has. And then group level is things that we have in common or differences, such as like sex, religion, or age. And then there's universal, where everyone has that, aka being like self-aware or common life experiences like being hungry or seeing trees. Then the book describes about deaf identities. So at a base level, they said it's an individual who uses sign language and thinks of them being deaf, or their deafness, as being fine or a gain, and that they are socialized in the culture of the deaf community. Identity starts with the family. So if a child's parents are deaf, then it's easier for them to get immersed into deaf culture. But most children come from hearing parents, so their identity starts off with sensory experiences and how they develop language. Deafness may not be always their core to one's identity, but if the child is shown positive experiences with being deaf and their family encourages them, they can develop a strong identity, such as if you're the only deaf child, deaf student in a school, you may feel ashamed or not comfortable with your identity, but then if you go to competition where you meet a lot of friendly and connect with the deaf community, you can develop that. Then there's categories or frameworks that we can put on the deaf identity. There's many different identities, such as little or big D deaf, hard of hearing, all sorts of stuff. One of the frameworks is the disability framework. So in 1986, Weinberg and Sterrett used the medical model of deafness as a disability, in which they made 3 categories. The first one is hearing identification, so able-bodied, and deaf identification equals disabled, and dual identification is someone who identifies with both abled and disabled world. Weinberg and Sterrett recognized that this model could have negative impacts, and so they wrote, if parents don't encourage their children to learn sign language, then that can make the child feel inferior. And then in their study, they asked children what category would they put themselves, and the top one was dual identity. And I wonder percentage-wise it was